Hey everyone, welcome to today's live stream. My name is Shane Warren, and today topic I wanted to share about my experience using Kambo, which is a medicine, I guess. Yeah, it's like a medicine from South America. Where, if you're not familiar with what Kambo is I grab this little clip so you kind of see what the frog looks like. So basically, what Kambo is. Just realized I was muted that whole time and I was trying to talk. I had to learn how to use this system. So if you've seen from that clip of, I guess, silence, is they take the frog, they take the poison from its back, and then they administer it. So I'll show right here is, you can see the scar that I have. This I did 3 ceremonies, so this wasn't all in one day. So like the first day I only got like, I don't know, I think it was like 4 or so, 3 or 4, and then the next day I got more, and then more on the third day. So yeah, and so this, I did this back in January 2016. So these are actually scars at this point. I do remember after going through the ceremony, it was recommended to put cocoa butter on it to help minimize the scarring, but I decided not to do that because it's like I kind of like having the scars there because it's I don't know, it's cool. Like I don't currently have any tattoos, so when I'm like in a social setting, and the topic of tattoos comes up, I get to bust this out and then tell this story that I'm about to tell now. So yeah. So as mentioned, it's a ceremony, and it's meant to be like cleansing. So what led me to want to do this ceremony was because of a lot of the benefits that I had read up about it, and the fact that it's supposed to help, like in a spiritual way, help cleanse and lift up heaviness. And what I was really looking to seek healing with was in anxiety, because that's something that I have struggled a lot with within my life. And so when I was doing a lot of reading, that was one of the things that a lot of people felt that they got help with after going through this ceremony. And when you get it, it's one thing I will say, because I said it's a frog poison, but it's not hallucinogenic. So when they administer it, it does go through your body. It definitely feels crazy, but again, like I said, you're not seeing anything. It's not hallucinogenic, but you have like a bucket in front of you, and a lot of people normally like purge, so you're like throwing up, and so you like fast beforehand. So anything you're vomiting, it's usually like bio, from your stomach or whatnot. But again, that purging is supposed to be help with like a cleansing, a spiritual cleanse, and things like that. So yeah, so when I went to do it, I didn't actually make the trip to South America. I actually did the ceremony with this guy named Simon Scott up in Topanga Canyon, which is in California, outside of LA. so not the most, I guess, exotic of locations, but Topanga Canyon is very pretty. It was definitely a nice setting. He would do the ceremonies in his home, and it was just very beautiful location. And so when I went to do it, the first day when I went to do the ceremony, it was me, and then there were 2 other women who I didn't know who came, and it was their first time doing it as well. And so it was the 3 of us, and then of course Simon administering. And actually, before we would do the combo part of it, there was like this other, I guess, like plant medicine that would be these drops that would go into your eyes, and oh my goodness, that stuff burned. But again, it's supposed to have like spiritual cleansing and vision, and it sounded good to me, so I was just like, all right, let's do it. So yeah, I remember like, yeah, you lay down and he put the drops of whatever this like medicine was into your eyes, and it burns, and then after that, then like I said, they burn the reed, and then to do that, to apply the medicine into your arm, and yeah, the burning, that hurt, man. I remember every time like he would do it, and then I would just go ah. And I remember he's like, man, Shane, you're making me feel bad. I was just like, no, it just, the other two women actually were fine. Like, I don't remember them flinching at all. I'm just like a baby. I don't know. um, but yeah, so I said they do the burns, and then they do it, and then so I remember just sitting there, and you wait for it to like kick in, and you go through this whole process. But as I said, normally when people go through this, it has like a purging effect. But one thing that happened with my first day is I actually did not purge. And it was interesting as I reflect back to that experience of what I got from that, and how I chose to kind of interpret that experience. Is like, there was a moment, I'm not sure if it was the first day or second day, but I remember like I was like trying to purge, and I couldn't, nothing was coming up. And I think it was that first day. And it was like I was almost gonna throw up, but then nothing came out. And then I was like, I was almost gonna cry, but then nothing came out. And it was just like this stuckness. And it was like something wanted to come out, but then nothing did. And so I remember after leaving, because the ceremony would just take place in the morning. It would only last in your system couple of hours or so. It's not very drawn out. You're pretty much good to go by the afternoon and go about your day as usual. So I remember when I left and I went back, I was like staying in an Airbnb, and it was a cool Airbnb actually. It was like this cabin, this mini cabin situation. But anyways, I was at my Airbnb, and I remember I could feel like this knot in my throat. So it's like whatever I was wanting to like come up, it was just like I felt like this knot like in my throat. I guess that can be considered like the throat chakra or whatnot. And what I kind of took from that is, in my life, I'm one that tends to like take things on, or when things happen, and then just kind of push them down and then move on with life. And like I've never really allowed myself to express or to let things go. It's just kind of like, something happens, that sucks, let's press it down and move on. That's been my coping mechanism through life. And that actually says a lot, because I feel a lot of my journey in life has been learning to express myself. So yeah, so after that first day, I just remember just feeling this knot just in my throat. And then the next ceremony I had, or it may have been the third one, where I finally did have purge. And then I remember, like I said, even though you fast like beforehand, it was just like all this like just came out, and I think I did cry. It was just this big just release that happened through that. Yeah, so that is what I remember. And as I was saying, like, it wasn't hallucinogenic, but one thing I can recall and note is that it was at night, the dreams that I would have were crazy. Like, there are definitely some trippy dreams that I had those nights following the ceremony. Like, one of them, I remember parts of it, but basically there was like this giant like anaconda, I mean like giant beyond all measure, and like snake, and looked like these glowing red eyes. And then like the snake like had control of like all the people, and like so the people were almost zombie like, and then like the snake could like see through any of the people that he was controlling through their eyes. And then like I was like a part of this band of people where we were like not under the snake's control, and then like we were like on these motorbikes like going through the city and trying to escape. And it was a crazy dream, but very cinematic. But yeah, I do just remember like the dreams just being very vivid and kind of out there after doing the ceremony. But as I think back, as far as like what I got out of it, I will say my journey with dealing with like anxiety has been ongoing even since then, but I do feel that it did help. It was a part of my journey that I've been on of healing and coming into my own. And yeah, I'm not sure if I would, because some people ask me, would I do it again? I, I'm not so sure. I mean, I would. It wasn't. I have mixed feelings. So I guess my hesitation is as cool as, like I said, these scars are. um, I don't want more. So then that would be my only, I guess, hesitation there. If there's a way for me to do it and then like not have to have new scars, then yeah, I think I could probably see some benefit going through that. But and then maybe not. Maybe that was just something that was meant for me to do at that time in my life, and then I can go on and do something else moving forward. I do remember this as I was before I did the ceremony. I remember researching so much about it and looking up other people's experiences, and I think one thing I've learned, because I've done a lot of different other things on this spiritual, I guess, quest and journey that I've been on. So one of the things I've learned is it gets tricky when you start really looking at other people's experiences, because then you go in with expectations and then it's just like, oh wait. Because like one of the things a lot of people talk about is like when you do Kambo, like, oh, it's like it's almost like facing death or something. Like it's this intense thing and you face the fear of death and you have this whole, I don't know, ordeal. And to me that sounded like awesome. It's like, cool, I'm gonna face like the greatest fear ever, and then I'm gonna come out of it and I'm just gonna be like, I don't know, Superman. But that wasn't my experience. Like I said, like the first couple of times I didn't purge, like it wasn't as, I don't know, I guess overtly intense as I guess was expecting from reading all these different other people's experiences. And that's not to say that their experiences weren't that, but that just wasn't mine. And unfortunately that's kind of like a trend I'm noticing with a lot of different things. Like I am definitely, I guess, maturing to a point where I'm not really chasing those things as much. I think that was definitely something in my younger, I guess, years of this journey. Was there probably was kind of like this like chase or this desire to have this some sort of experience or something. But I do feel now that I'm at a place to where that's not so much my driving force. But yeah, so those were, I guess, my main thoughts. Let me go over my notes if there's anything else. Yeah, I think I pretty much touched on everything. Of course, let me know if you have any specific questions or anything that you would like to know. But it was, like I said, it's definitely something that I look back as being a positive experience in my life. And I really did like I said, there were two other women there. Like it was really cool. Like we bonded through that experience. I remember the last day that I was there, we all went out to lunch. All four of us, including Simon, and I just remember that being a very pleasant experience. Yeah. So, anyways, I just wanted to share my Kambo experience with you guys, and thank you so much for watching. Let's see. Actually, let me go into the chat. Who we got here? Hey, Shishat Renee. Right. All right, guys. So I am going to go ahead and wrap up the stream, but thank you again for the love, everyone, and thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.